Okay, you guys. So the Three Stooges. Thank you, Leslie, for letting us know where we're at with all that. And Ilia Kavoukis and Leslie Platner and me, Ralph Havens. And we are having a lot of fun today. And we're seeing how, earlier I did a podcast with Katie Kavanaugh, who's also in our group, about what do you do? How do you handle a hard day? And man, in a couple of hours since that, it feels so different. It's like a hard day. Was I having a hard day yesterday? It's like, it's just so different. And so we were thinking, what are we going to call this podcast? And so Leslie was like, the Three Stooges. And so that feels about right.
Is that what you called it?
That's what I called it. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Three Stooges. And one thing that you might want to do is walk around again. You've probably been walking around already today, and just notice how you feel and see if you're different already, which can be like, what? Just kind of see how your feet are on the ground, see how your rib cage moves, see how your shoulders move, see how tall you are, see how the light looks in the room. Just test it for a bit. Check your shoulders, check your back, bend your back backwards and forwards, really walk around. And then in a little bit, we'll check again. You might already be different and we'll tell you a little bit about how this happens, this magic way of healing, I guess you could call it that. And there's something that we're going to talk about whatever you're dealing with. I was thinking, what are we? And we've thought for a while over the year and a half or 2 years that we've been doing our group healing, Atomic Success Secrets, like, what are we, who are we? What are we doing? But basically we're all healers. And, there's other things that we do and we help people with, but we help people heal, from suffering. And so it's not, I won't even say it's from a place of, I don't think it's a place of ego or arrogance. No, I'm not even gonna say that, never mind. But it's like, so if you're dealing with something right now, I just noticed, I keep track of one stock and it's way down. So I'm like, oh, I guess the stock market crashed again. And I've been talking to some of my clients, and some people are going through really hard times, like big 6-figure plus jobs that are ending unexpectedly. And it's like, whoa. And so all sorts of stuff happening, and then all the physical stuff. So suffering. And we're going to talk about how a different way to think about how to heal this, how to fix it up or change it. And so I'm going to open it up to Leslie and Ilia and just see where this goes, because we don't script this and we go where it goes. And the cool thing is, when you hang out with us, you could be different simply from the chair you're sitting in right now. And it might sound crazy, it might sound egotistical, it might sound like, well, who the heck are you guys? But you might want to just test
Three
it.
Stooges.
The Three Stooges. Yeah, because you might want to test it and just see, like, does your physical body change in the next few minutes? Maybe it already has, simply by being with us. And then we'll tell you how to use this way of doing stuff, and also a simpler way to do it. But I just want to open it up to Leslie and Ilia about healing and healing from suffering. And what's your thoughts on on healing and people dealing with so much tough times right now? Anxiety, physical stuff, emotional and mental stuff, and also the financial stuff. Kind of, what do you guys, what's your thoughts on that? Whoever wants to go first.
Go ahead, Leslie.
Okay. So, well, I was thinking about Three Stooges. I wouldn't normally call us the Three Stooges. It doesn't sound very respectful.
Well,
But
Katie already laughed. She goes, ha, 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 ha.
Somehow I felt like I was channeling Richard Bartlett, who is the founder of Matrix Energetics, which we work with a lot in this healing group. And
the head stooge.
Yeah, Atomic Success Secrets. Like, we can lighten up. We can lighten up quite a bit. So that just kind of came through, and I let it come through. So I hope that's all right. But as far as healing goes, this group, the Atomic Success Secrets, has become this channel almost for raising the vibration of everybody in the group and opening up to possibilities. And we are seeing miracles. We're seeing people healing, their businesses moving forward, taking a risk, being on stage, relationships changing. And So I'm not sure I'm answering the question that you
You are.
answered. But
I want to ask you this first, because you're an RN, although you say you're not an RN anymore, but you started off as a registered nurse and then went very traditional. I started off as a physical therapist, very traditional orthopedic. I wanted to stay scientific. Ilia is in the healing arts right from the beginning, is and then business coaching as well, and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, well, who are we? We don't have any credentials. Like, people come in and they don't have anxiety anymore, no more stage fright in front of people, singers, and we don't, like the healing arts, we're not medical doctors. Who's to say we're going to help somebody with healing? But we've seen stuff like that. So I just want to put that out there, that it's not so much like what's behind somebody's name as much as like, can you help somebody? And for me, I solved anxiety for myself, and lifelong severe anxiety, sweaty hands. It's like, it's not there anymore for many, 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 many years, and all sorts of other physical healing. And I got to say, it wasn't from people with the degrees. So I'm just putting that out there as a thing. But I forgot where we were with that. But yeah, I'm getting all serious. But it's like,
lighten up. What wants to come?
lighten up. Yeah. I guess it's a button for me, because it's like I hear it way too many times, and it's like these days it's like we just need results. We don't need these days it's just different than it used to be, I feel. But anyway, so as far as healing, what's your sense of suffering and healing, and how do you any thoughts?
Yeah. So it seems like all of us are programmed from our own experiences or from the past, from our ancestry, to have certain beliefs about ourselves, to feel limited, to feel we're not worthy, to not like ourselves, even hate ourselves. And there's always a relationship between the mental, emotional, and physical that we're experiencing. And there are always other possibilities. And that's what we do in this group. We connect to the information that's out there in the universe in a very practical way that allows us to become free of the programming that is giving us suffering. And so our bodies aren't as inflamed. They're not experiencing so much pain. They actually have more energy to heal. And people are able to move forward in their lives, accomplish their goals, live their dreams. And they might find that stuff comes up again. Like today, we had somebody who said, oh, I was doing great, but this happened. And now I'm, but she got through it in 5 minutes. So people really take this in, it becomes part of their lives. And it's quite easy to learn the process that we use. And it's so empowering to be able to get through what's holding us back or stopping us and have our lives move forward. And I'm sure, Ilia, and you have more to add to that.
Yeah, what is your sense of this kind of healing, Ilia? Because you came in the healing arts world from the beginning, hands-on, in person, and then you also business coaching for people. And what's your sense of healing and what this version of it is all about?
Well, this is the true healing, Ralph. This is where everybody needs to come to this point where no matter what happens on the outside, no matter what life throws at you, like you were just talking about the stock market and these, high paying jobs disappearing, no matter what happens, that you will be the calm in the storm. And this is what we show people. This is what we take people through, so that no matter what happens, sure, you can have a moment of freak out. Nobody is going to take that away from you. But then what do you do? What do you do once you have your freak out? You got to come up with a solution. You got to get creative, and you got to see, what is life here? What is the situation going to do for you? Like with COVID, no one ever would have imagined that we would go through that as a planet. But so many great things have happened because of COVID and because of those restrictions, and then people being at home. So now this whole world of Zoom has opened up, and more people are getting clients globally, and are really comfortable with being online and doing things online. Thank goodness, we can do things face to face. But the point is, what is life here for, is to face all of those challenges. So what we do in the Atomic Success Secrets is we teach you the tool on how to be the calm in the storm, no matter what.
Yeah, and it's like, I like the way you said the tool. We use a lot of different stuff, but there's this one common thread that goes right to the thing. And I want, yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think about, like, it sounds hard. Like, it sounds like, oh my God, you got to do like some sort of talk therapy, or maybe you got to be a really good healer and be able to see stuff and then do stuff to heal it. And what is your sense of that? Like, it sounds hard.
We are our own healer. When people used to say you're a healer, I would say I'm a healer for myself. We all have our innate capacity to heal ourselves. Just look at it. What happens when you cut yourself, right? You heal that up eventually. Of course, you have to give it the right environment, right? Can't be scratching at it every day and irritating it. But if you give it the right environment, we can heal anything in our body. So that's why I'm saying that we are our own healer. And when you come into our group, because we meet every day, Monday to Friday, you either can be on what we call the love seat and ask for support, or you can watch other people, and then you're healing parallel with them, alongside of them. And then healing comes naturally. When you do the work that as we're prompting the others, you can follow those prompts and you'll heal yourself naturally. You don't have to have any degrees, like you were saying, Ralph. Don't have to have any special powers, but they just come online. The truth of the matter is. Yeah.
And what about the idea, like, I want to go into the healing of what we've noticed, because it can surprise us. But before I get to that, I put a little note just to tell myself surprise. It's like somebody might be thinking, okay, every day? Are you kidding me? I don't have time to do anything every day except brush my teeth. Is this like a thing you have to do every day? If you do it all day long, is this like, it sounds like a lot of work again.
Yeah, I could talk to that. I was thinking about that today. The benefit, because a lot of people think every day I can't devote time to something every day out of my schedule, even though it's only an hour, but most of us are super busy. But it really is a dedicated time for practice, for focusing on what will raise your vibration, what will allow you to have different experiences. It creates this practice is the only word I can think, but like a dedicated time where you can sit down and open to a miracle. Like, yeah. Otherwise we could rush around and be too busy all day long. But even if you could only stay on for half an hour, if you set that time even for a month, if you tried it for a month, 5 days a week, you would see big changes.
Yeah, and if you miss a day, it's not a big deal, but there is something about learning something by doing it every day, even if it's the first 30 minutes of the session. I'd like to see the people that do the best with us are people that do show up very regular and consistently do the work, which is, it's not really work. It's very simple. And I think that's why a lot of people miss it. That's why I missed it for many years. Now looking back, it's like, oh my God, everybody was telling me to do this, from my Qigong master to all the great spiritual teachers. It's like, and I missed it until I found it back around 2014. And then stuff started to change. And it surprises me. I'm going to talk about surprises because I still have to work on myself when I see a surprise, a miracle that's like even beyond like, really? Did that change? And I don't want to give too much detail because I haven't asked people if we can share all these things, but some of them we have, and it's like it can be kind of weird, and it can it's the matrix energetics idea of like popping from one reality to another reality. Who knows what's really happening under the surface or in the matrix or in this sea of unlimited possibilities in the space of the vacuum. But I had one just recently where I was working on my client, and her partner, we always include him in the intention for healing and stuff, going through some significant things. And one of the things was just to get a knee surgery for a knee that was really, really, really damaged. MRI showed all this damage. And so it's going to be multiple hours of surgery. She got back home, and already the doctor had called and said, hey, you can come pick him up. She's like, what? She's like, I just got home. It's like, oh, we went in and it wasn't there. It was like a little meniscus cleanup. All this stuff wasn't there. I was like, was it just that somebody read the wrong MRI? Was it a mistake somehow? Or did you just pop in out of one reality into another one? And we see stuff like that just like happens so fast, so big, so complete. And not all the time. Something always changes every time for people, but sometimes it still surprises me. And I have to do my own inner work around like clearing anything that comes up with me, like, and part of it is just like, well, it's obviously God or spirit or energy or whatever that is, the creative force of the universe, because that's just weird. So, but it's simpler and easier than I was ever led to believe. Yeah.
And the miracles are just things we don't understand. There's some scientific reason why a miracle happens. We just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
So what do we tap into that we don't understand? Something.
Yeah, science catches up later sometimes, like the recent Nobel Prize in quantum physics that finally caught up with a lot of the stuff that was written years ago in the spiritual healing world, that at every moment of space and time, or whatever you want to call it, at every moment, there's an infinite number of possibilities. It's like, that's a nice thought. Isn't that wonderful to think? But it's like when you see something change so big, so fast, it's like as if it wasn't even there. It starts to kind of go, oh, wow, you mean this quantum realm is actually true, or at least something about it is true. So and that's we're getting all metaphysical and weirdly scientific, but it's so much simpler than that. Kathy in there and in the comments I'm seeing already, and Katie, we're talking about it should be more fun. And I keep trying to make it all serious. Leslie's the best about just making it pure fun. The podcast we did last time started off with you just laughing, and I'm like, oh, that's a good sign. The whole video was like you just laughing at the beginning of this thing. What do you think is the keys to healing for people that are going through a lot of stuff? Anything else that you want to let them know about?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe Ilia can answer that one. What are the keys to healing? Can't hear you, Ilia.
Thank you, Leslie. What's coming up for me is to know that there is solutions out there, that there is possibilities for healing out there. The first step is acknowledging that you have an issue, that you have a challenge that you haven't figured out. And we're all doing our best, with our challenges, but to know that there are solutions out there and that there are ways of healing. And you have to put yourself in a vulnerable situation and put yourself out there and go, okay, so let me try this. Let me do this. And, you can come in and join us for 1 day pass or a month at a time, just to try it out, just to see, catch the vibe of, what we're about.
Yeah. I'm going to put your in the Facebook, I'm going to tag you is what they say, so that people can reach out and send you messages and stuff for more. I also put the link with it's a little long, but it's 20-minute extended version of like how this stuff works, and then how to use it. And one of the keys I want to say right now, I feel like environment is so key. Like who you're around really, really, really seems to matter. That's what I'm noticing. So I'm so happy to have you guys around because of the sincerity and the focus on this very, what I think is the most important work. We've got all the political stuff, we got all sorts of stuff going on in people's physical lives, And the great Eckhart Tolle, said, if you get the inner world right, the outer takes care of itself. I would think, it is useful to do stuff in the outer world to make things happen, but this stuff is so key. And what I found is it's so much simpler, and it's not hard to do. It's just hard to do by yourself because your mind will try to get you to do almost anything else. And one of the benefits about being with us is just to soak in it with us, whatever this stuff is. And so I would encourage people to retest, after this video, if you're still here, and just walk around and see if you're somehow looser or lighter, or if your feet are on the ground different, or if you're taller, if your ribs move different. Just kind of notice, because then you can get a sense of okay, something just changed. We have this physical body, something just changed. It's it's looser, it's lighter, it's more open. It's almost like you got lubricated or something. So then you can keep your attention and notice what else you notice throughout the day. And then just, you might want to catch yourself when it's something kind of cool happens, something, a miracle, somebody treats you differently, or money pops in, or your physical health gets better, or somebody else in your world's physical health gets better. You might just kind of go, I wonder if it was from that. And then just keep noticing, because that's what I notice. It's easy to miss these miracles, and we don't know the science of all this stuff. It's so it can appear just like magic, but it's so cool. I just want to let people know it's here, because we're in good times.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking too, Ralph, one thing that we do, well, the group for sure is so supportive. All of us that even lead the group love the group. It's so supportive. And then the other thing is being willing, like Ilia was saying, being willing, opening the door to the universe. It doesn't have to be hard. There's kind of this place of willingness, and then noticing what shows up and being present to that. It's powerful. It's really powerful. That just the saying, I'm willing to have a different experience, somehow allows us to receive help and guidance and connect to different possibilities.
Yeah, and being with us is the part that I find really useful, because it's those little affirmations and good sayings, and try to change your thoughts into a good thought. I think the reason so many times they don't seem to really work is that we're doing it in a state of agitation and need, and it's so what we can do is drop into a space where it's very different, a lot of grace there, a lot of whatever you want to call that sacred space. You call it holy space.
Yes.
I know. And then from there you drop an intention in and it activates.
Wow, just seeing that, you just took us there, Ralph.
Yeah, we all did. Yeah. And in fact, let's do it like that right now. We'll just I'll just go to that whatever you want to call it, space. Yeah. And if this speaks to you, if you like this idea, if you've had a change, let us know, share it. We're all about healing ourselves and healing the world for real. And if you have somebody that's dealing with something, it's worth sending a message to Ilia or Leslie or to me, I guess that's the right way to say it. And click on that link if you like, share it, and join us, and just give it a try if it speaks to you, and we'll be there for you. So send us a message, join us. We're going to put part of this on Rumble, I think, for us right now. That's a whole nother discussion of why.
Wow, talk about sacred space. Thanks, everybody. That was amazing. Thanks, Ralph.
Yeah, thank you, Ilia. Thank you, Leslie. Let me go over to Facebook and see what people are saying. Ooh,
wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Katie's on there. Katie. Wally. Oh, that's so cool. Wally helped me out this week with a technical issue with my email. He said, Ralph, your email, you're getting good email responses. So I was looking, I didn't even know to ask that question. Anyway, thank you, Wally. All right, you guys. Thank you. I'm going to sign everybody off. I'll stay with you guys for just a second. Let me stop the live stream. Whoa. And
that was great.